Hey, a very good evening, all of you there, and a warm welcome from India. Okay, and I have with me Mobeen, um, Mobeen Khan. I think most of you know him there. I am very privileged to be collaborating with Mobeen, and this webinar is basically very exclusive for the Middle East participant. Our whole idea is to bring the new disciplined agile, which is a new novel concept in agility, which PMI has embarked on. They started with last year in India and United States as two pilot countries to experiment with disciplined agile. And in India and US, there has been a lot of buzz and awareness on disciplined agile. We are doing a lot of campaigns. We are talking with corporates on transformations with disciplined agile. There has been a lot of case studies on disciplined agile. Mobin will surely actually will talk about that in the webinar. At the same time, okay, when we were talking with Middle East folks, we realized that because of their working pattern, it becomes very imperative that we have a separate course for Middle East guys. So with Mobeen, who is a multifaceted experience person, I was very happy to collaborate with Mobeen. So ProThoughts, I represent ProThoughts. My name is Ashish Sadekar, and I'm one of the directors and founders of ProThoughts. And we thought of collaborating with Mobeen Khan, who will actually, with his well-rounded experience, he is PMI ACP certified, he is PMP certified, he is even Amazon. He had so many certifications that I also don't remember the certification. So and he's of course the DSM and DSSM certified, which is the Disciplined Agile certification. And he was pretty excited to bring the disciplined agile knowledge in the Middle East. And I was pretty more excited to have Mobeen in our team to represent ProThoughts in the Middle East. Disciplined agile, if you happen to come to ProThoughts site, is one of the game changers for PMI. And I'm seeing this in India. The customers that Disciplined Agile have garnered in the last 1 year is Deloitte, Infosys, TCS, the big names of Capgemini, Franklin Templeton, Barclays. They have got the big names. There is a lot of buzz about Disciplined Agile, and this agility is more relevant than yesterday. It's more relevant today because the pandemic has accelerated that. So disciplined agile becomes more relevant. It is a incredible combination of agile, lean, and disciplined agile. I am quoting the words of the founders and the PMI guys on this. And I have been through these courses. I am doing a disciplined agile coach course, and it is so much knowledge intensive that it can help design, and it can help to bring transformation to the organization. So agility transformation. So disciplined agile is designed to bring business agility to organization. So without spending much time, Mobeen has put together a very nice deck with and knowledge session with all of us today. And Mobeen, I will be around with you. So you can, I would love to hear what you say. So all over to you, Mobeen, and let us have an interactive session with our Middle East folks. Go ahead, sir.
Thank
I
you.
will be, yeah, thanks.
Thank you. A very good evening to all the Middle East friends, and very good morning, good afternoon if someone apart from Middle East must have joined us. So I'm very excited to talk about Disciplined Agile and launching Disciplined Agile in Middle East and North Africa with the ProThoughts platform. Now, before we move ahead, I'm reminded of a very old philosophical story. There were some fish that were, swimming in a pool, and one of the fish said to the other, "Don't you think today the water is muddy?" The other fish replied, "What is water?" Like meaning thereby, if we make an analogy to this story, like we at times do not know what we are in, which kind of environment we are in, because we are so neck deep seeped into the environment that we cannot look beyond that. And it used to be the kind of work environment, it used to be the kind of stale and staid monotonous work environment for quite some time. But at the onset of 21st century and around mid 21st centuries, there were a couple of Harvard professors. One of them was Lord Himmet, and he, in his 2014 HBR review, he wrote an article and he coined this word called VUCA. He said, it's crazy out there. Like, it cannot be the same. It is not the same every day. So it's crazy out there. Things are changing. And then this VUCA came into business parlance. Now it's being used quite often. Coaches use it, trainers use it, and even practitioners use it. So what exactly is VUCA and how does it apply to us and how is it relevant to our session today? VUCA comprises of 4 alphabets: V, U, C, and A. V is the volatility. We know how things are dynamically changing around us. We know the kind of speed, the kind of forces which are around, the business forces, technological forces, environment forces, which are changing, which are volatile, and they act as change catalysts. And again, we cannot predict. There's a lot of lack of unpredictability. We come up with surprises every now and then. Technology has brought in so much of disruption that every industry is impacted. And now the forces are so complex. So we are confounded with so many issues. And we don't know, we cannot sit down and say, okay, this is the cause and effect chain. It might change every period of time. So there's a lot of confusion surrounding what is happening because things are moving. There is a chaos which has to be bridled, which has to be captured. And then on top of it, we have lots of ambiguity. We don't know what is to be done, how it's happening, because things are changing. So VUCA is the environment that we live in. It's full of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Having said that, we are able to manage this VUCA, but we should know what magnitude of VUCA are in. And there are tools to manage it, tools to manage volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. So we have to be on top of everything. Now, let me go back to our session today. So we will be deliberating on DASSM, which is PMI's Disciplined Agile Senior Scrum Master. And if you see, I have been working in Middle East for more than 20 years, and I have worked in diverse work streams. And if you see what I bring as a trainer to Middle East is my expertise in PMI ACP, which is the foundation certificate of PMI Agile, then Scrum Master, then again SAFe POPM, which is Product Owner and Product Master. So I have highlighted one of my badges, which is I'm an authorized trainer from PMI. It took quite some time with ProThoughts platform to get onto this instructor badge. And then if you see the breadth of my certifications, I bring in value from service management, from cloud, from governance, and also from disciplined agile perspective, and also from digital transformation. Now, which means you are in safe hands. We will try our best, especially I will try my best to meet and exceed your expectations. We're always here to help you once you embark with us. So this was my my take to tell you exactly what we bring in, what I as an instructor. I'm very passionate about disciplined agile being rolled out in Middle East, and I will help you get on the bandwagon, and I'll help you to get on certified. Now, today's agenda we had a small introduction. We'll talk about agile as a mindset, then why agile, managing accelerated change using agile. We talked about VUCA. The changes are accelerating in every industry. Then what is disciplined agile? Once we understand from a holistic perspective what agile is, why do we need agile, and how does it apply in different industry verticals, what does experts say, what does industry say, then we will come to disciplined agile and how disciplined agile can help us bridle this chaos. Then I will talk about how we launch disciplined agile in MENA, what are the disciplined agile certifications, how can you get certified, and what does ProThoughts bring in as a platform to table, and then frequently asked questions. We have put together some frequently asked questions, then closing thoughts about our session today, and then we will have an interactive session on questions and answers. And also in the middle of the session, I will also launch some polling questions, which will help us to make some informed decisions about how to go about launching and helping disciplined agile grow, and you also grow as practitioners or as potential trainers, potential coaches in Middle East. Now, we all know that we have triple constraints in traditional project management, which always is called as waterfall or linear or planned-in project management. So a project manager is always concerning about managing triple constraints. He has to manage cost, time, and scope. This is when you have a clear idea of what you're going to do, when you have enough predictability, you can create a plan upfront, and then you can chalk out your 3 triple constraints. But there's a flip. There's a flip in Agile. We say, okay, cost and time being the same. We talk about features. Why features? Because features are part of scope. When we break down scope into small components, they become features. And we say in Agile, we do not look at scope from an end game perspective. It is looked at from a feature perspective, like we have incremental delivery. Even if a project is terminated in the midst of its stream because of some reasons, you still will have, the client still will have some of the features already rolled over. There will be some of ROI already provided using Agile methodology. Now, does it mean that in Agile we do not have a business case? Yes, we do have a business case, because that is the backbone of any engagement. But here, business case is more of a working document. It's not referred to as a reference document. It's a working document. It gathers space over a period of time. Now, if you see here, let's go quickly. The typical conversation in the waterfall environment with the customer and project manager. Customers say, hi, I realize that we have to allow entry of negative interest rates too. Can you handle that? Project manager says, but you told us interest rates cannot be. It can be only positive value. So we are talking about a financial product that a project manager is supposed to deliver and roll out. Now we see here, again, client says it's too late. We have already frozen the requirements. Now you have started implementation. But project manager says, yes, we can have a change. It cannot be used by your software team. Let's go in a change. So we go in a disciplined change environment where we identify change, where we do diagnosis of the change, then release change. It takes a lot of time to, at times, the change itself is a bottleneck. What happens in Agile? You meet every day or in every very frequent incidents, you have the product owner who is from the client, who is the client spokesperson. He is with you, he coordinates with you daily in Scrum meetings, and Scrum meetings can be defined as per the frequency that both the client and the delivery team can define. And then you do not wait for a big change to hit. big change to surprise. There won't be an issue because it's always bridled in time. It's always taken care of in time. So we do it incrementally. We don't look at major change and that gets stifled. Then you have arguments. Then you go to contract negotiations. What was decided, what is delivered. So here we take care of the change. Yes, of course, change is part of Agile, but it's unlike what happens in waterfall. Now, from an Agile perspective, years 2010, it's not exactly the year 2010, it's around 2010s. Industry, stalwarts, the big companies, they would say Agile only works in software. Now, just 5 years later, they realized Agile is spreading to everything. They also believed Agile cannot scale, Agile cannot handle complexity, Agile doesn't last. But now we realize Agile can scale. It handles complexity and it's there. It's there. It's being endured. You see the big wigs like you have Amazon, Microsoft, or you say the latest was success story of an Agile complex deployment is SAB. SAB is a very stealth military aircraft line that US produces, and it's provided only to very strategic alliance countries, and they have used Agile, and we can share with you this case study later. Now, what is the goal of Agile transition? Just to improve delivery, because we are doing incremental delivery. We can always go back and check what is wrong with the increment. We do a retrospection, Scrum retrospection, come back, fix it. It increases quality because every time the client is in sync. You do not wait for weekly, you do not wait for monthly, you do not wait for steering committee meetings. And you create a faster time to market. Today, because of business agility, because of disruptions, companies want faster time to market. Because if they lag competition, which will come on and nibble their market share. So now what's the high level definition between the linear, which is the waterfall project management practice, and Agile? In waterfall, we wait for requirements to be crystallized. We do not move forward unless and until we don't have requirements. Agile starts with upfront planning. Whatever is available, you can create a delta increment and you can start. In waterfall, we have a very thorough, regressive design analysis, deployment analysis, development analysis. We do not move unless everybody from the design team, development team, they sit down, they ratify, and takes a lot of time. At times, it even then costs the project manager his receivables at the end of the project. Now in Agile, the increment is very small, it is manageable, we have weeks of increments, and it's always based on observation and experimentation. You can always observe, experiment, move on, because the pipeline is always very thin, always very dynamic, changes are addressed at the fly. Now, Stacy's matrix is a very meaningful matrix. It talks about any practice or methodology, what is fit for purpose. If we align it in disagreement and uncertainty, this is what we talked about. I'm referring again to VUCA. You see, we have something which is very simple, which is very manageable, which is very predictable. We recommend waterfall, no problem. We can do a sequential kind of methodology and get that engagement done. If it is complicated, technology, we don't know how, requirements, we don't know what, nothing is clear. So Agile is well suited for this spectrum. Then if it's very complex, far from agreement, it reaches uncertainty, this is the sweet spot for Agile. Now then you have areas where there's total anarchy. These are the areas, these are the times, or these are the areas where nothing will work, either Agile or waterfall. Now, this is a recent survey 2019 done by KPMG. I'll go through each of the survey items and show you exactly what does experts say. To what extent does each business foundation use Agile principles and approaches? IT, 91%. It always was IT at the forefront. Now business units realize Agile is the way to go forward, 77%, which is quite a big leap. Marketing and sales, 59%. Why? Because marketing, again, addresses the volatile market dynamics. They want to know what is the pulse of the customer. Now, social media gives so many informed decision tools to marketing. So they also are, in a volatile environment. So 59% marketing and sales uses Agile. Back office, 52%, 53%, others 62%. Now, if we see another common denominator, the most common driver for shifting towards agility is product delivery, because customer needs faster products. Increased flexibility, 45%. It solves silos between business and IT, 45%. It helps in fast continuous improvement, 42% say yes. And it is the need for digital agenda, digital transformation, 26%. Now you see how agile transformation helps now and in 3 years, from a growth perspective. And you can also see majority of respondents state that it is a strategic priority to become an agile organization now. So if it is a strategic priority, then it means that it will be one of the strategic goals of a company, strategic instance of a company. Then the portfolio programs and all the projects will follow suit, because organizational alignment is very important. If your strategy talks about agility, then yes, everything that is a fallout that cascades down from the strategy up to operations will be agile. Now, again, this is one of the survey items from KPMG. Now, I want to show you something which is very, very important. It is from McKinsey. It talks about paradigm shift that agility has brought in business environment. We had top-down hierarchy, very tight bureaucracy in the middle layer. Then we had operations, detailed instruct operations, but they would always be in silos. Now, McKinsey says an organization today is a living organism. It's like a living organism, it has bones, flesh, it feels. And that's how you see this entire paradigm shift from this kind of structure has moved to a very cyclical structure. Now, leadership is always in the foremost. Leadership decides, leadership dictates, leadership enables the organization in all its facets. See, quick changes and flexible resources. This is part of Agile. If it's not important, less focus on which is not important, which is the concept of lean. You always avoid waste. Teams built in around end-to-end accountability. It's not the project manager who is accountable and the entire team is accountable. The failure and success is for the entire team. Now, 5 trademarks of Agile organizations: strategy, structure. Talk about structure wherein everyone contributes, everyone collaborates. Process, rapid decision and learning cycles. We don't believe in documentation so much anymore. It has to be fit for purpose. People, dynamic people, everybody should have the same passion, which comes from strategy. And then technology, next generation enabling technology, which means next generation means you always are at your toes looking at what will be available. We talk about, in recent past, we talked about IoTs. IoTs was a big fad. Today, IoT is a reality. And because of IoT coming into picture, PwC says that 90% of data available today is only 2 years old. This, we can imagine the kind of growth that's happening in the background. We can imagine the kind of changes which are there, which are prevalent in the environment, and we have to be on top of it. We have to know exactly what is happening if you want to future-proof our want to prove our future from an organizational perspective, from an individual perspective. So we need to know exactly what this is. Now, in Agile, there are lots of prescriptions and frameworks available. Disciplined Agile has been there since 2012, but it came into PMI family 2019, not as a framework, but as a toolkit, because PMI was always scouting for a work stream that would enable PMI to do more than what Scrum is doing, because Scrum is the market leader in the Agile landscape. And then PMI would not go and buy another methodology or another prescriptive Agile um, and had it against Scrum. They wanted to do something more because of their reach, because of their deep pockets. It was very deliberate research, and finally they came up and they took over Disciplined Agile, and it became part of their family in 2019. Now, Disciplined Agile provides guidance, to organizations. It lets you loose. You choose your way of working in a context-sensitive manner. Like context is always important. It's one of the principles of Disciplined Agile. It provides a solid foundation for your agility. Now, when we say toolkit, does it mean that if you have already methodology or an agile platform running, Disciplined Agile will come and take over it and say, okay, as we see in any other vendor situations, for example, a network vendor coming in and talking bad about the existing infrastructure, making a headway, making a change, replacing it. But Disciplined Agile is not here to do that. It is a toolkit. It will leverage the existing Agile methodology, prescription, framework, whatever you have. We will see in the forward slides what exactly it leverages. It leverages the best known available platforms today like Scrum or Safe also. Now, Disciplined Agile is an umbrella of all Agile. As we say, it gives you a leverage to pick and choose what you want, what is fit for purpose for your engagement, for your organization. Now, I will run through a very small video wherein the pioneers, the inventors of Disciplined Agile will talk about exactly what is the value add with Disciplined Agile and what is Disciplined Agile. Just bear with me, please.
Disciplined Agile is an agnostic toolkit that captures agile, lean, traditional, and other techniques and puts them into context, helping you to decide which is the right strategy for you in the situation that you face. We like to observe that agile frameworks and methods will give you a fish, where in DA we like to extend that and teach you how to fish, to teach you and provide the guidance to you to choose your own way of working, to choose your wow. You may be wondering why Disciplined Agile. A common approach to training your teams is to send them for a couple of days of training, then they go back to their jobs and they're expected to figure things out for themselves. That is not a very good approach. It's time-consuming and it's expensive. A better approach is to teach the teams how to customize their way of working, teach them how to choose their wow, so that they can create a flavor of Agile that makes sense for their unique company, their industry, the teams and individuals on those teams. With the DA toolkit, you can do this. You'll learn better strategies, fit for context strategies, so that you can tailor your Agile for what makes sense for you.
We said you heard the experts, you heard the founder saying that it is a toolkit which leverages the existing world-known, industry-known platforms and frameworks. Here's a slide. You can just, I'll pause it for a second or two to show you exactly what all can Disciplined Agile leverage. We're talking about extreme programming, Scrum, which we know is the market leader, Lean Startup, Agile Modeling, Open Up, then Spotify, and also Pimbox latest version 7, which is going to be released in August 7, which also has a Agile component built in. Now, what is Disciplined Agile? What are the building blocks of Disciplined Agile? Disciplined Agile has 4 views. One of the views is people. It details about the roles and responsibilities for each engagement that you will decide. It will show you, it will guide you to pick teams and define roles and responsibilities and what kind of team structures you will have. It will also guide you in life cycles, meaning thereby the workflows, what kind of life cycle is fit for that opportunity, is fit for that engagement. In Disciplined Agile, there are 6 different life cycles you can choose from. Now, practices, you have goal diagrams. What exactly is your goal? How do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve and how will you reach there? Once you define your roles and responsibilities, you know the team structure, you know the life cycles, you know the workflows, then you can decide and define goals and test them frequently. Then finally, mindset, principles and guidelines. Yes, mindset is very important. We might be agile, an organization might be agile, but if the mindset is not agile, it is, as we said, it is a flip. We are in for a surprise when we are in agile environment. We don't have roles like, we don't have defined roles. We don't have roles like a project manager. He's not the boss of the entire team. While as you have a scrum master who is a servant leader, or any other title that you wish to give to that person, he's a servant leader, and the team has entire accountability. They are responsible for failure. They are responsible for success. So it's ultimately the mindset that has to be enhanced. We have to unlearn a lot of things and learn how agile works, what is an agile environment. And that comes through practice. And that practice comes through once you are certified, once you know exactly what is agile mindset, how we use Disciplined Agile, where I use Disciplined Agile, what components of Disciplined Agile I can pick and choose, because it's not prescriptive, it's not a framework, it's a way of working. You pick and choose what is good for you, and then you can make sure that your engagement is enhanced and you have success. Now, 7 principles of Disciplined Agile. I'll just deliberate on this for a while. Now, delight customers is the cornerstone of Disciplined Agile. If we see one of the leading organizations, Amazon, they have 14 principles. Amazon has 14 principles. The cornerstone of all these 14 principles is delight customers. You go to Microsoft, delight customers. It might not be delight customers, something else, but it's customer. So which means the customer is the pivot around which everything revolves. Now, customer will define, will dictate the value, exactly what the customer wants. And then that value will be co-created by customer and by the performing organization and by the delivering organization. So if we are delivery managers, if we are delivering a piece of work with customer, so we sit down with customer, understand the context in which we are working, what is the context of the business, and then we define what will be the definition of done, which is, we call it acceptance criteria in traditional project management, the definition of done, and how does it delight customers. Then we have to be pragmatic, it has to be practical, then it has to be awesome. When you deliver, it has to be awesome, because customer has to foot the bill for this. And when you engage, so engagement, the outcome has to be awesome. The engagement while it's running, in the entire life cycle, in the entire work stream, every touch point with the customer should be awesome. You have to delight the customer, not in the end, but at every touch point. You should have enterprise awareness. You should know, I'm doing this piece of work for an organization. What is the vision and mission of this organization? Why we are doing this piece of work? And then finally, you have to optimize the flow. You have to make sure that you take care of all the wastes, because Disciplined Agile is one of the corner principles or corner themes of Disciplined Agile is lean. It's built on lean. So we have to optimize flow. And then you have variety of choices. You are not stifled. If you hit a roadblock, you can come back and see, yes, I made a wrong choice. Then you can come back and make a right choice, right? So every principle talks about delighting customers in every engagement, in every touch point. Now, there are myriad of roles within the organization. You can have agile team roles, lean scrum master, project manager, specialized lead, but these are very typical to the engagement which we are embarking upon. The role will be the names are such. You can define what exactly is the job role of this particular role, what exactly is the engagement, how do they collaborate, and then you can create a context sensitive work stream wherein everybody comes and collaborates and define the frequency. We even have enterprise roles, because Disciplined Agile touches upon every facet of organization. You might not see it in any other agile prescription, like it's roles like CFO, people management, procurement officer, portfolio management, because it's where the strategy is translated into actuals. What exactly will be cascaded down. On data manager, which is a very important role in current perspective and will remain so, a reuse engineer in terms of lean and quality management. Now, business agility process blades are the cornerstones of Disciplined Agile. I will not go through this because this is part of our training. Now, I want to show you a visibility of Disciplined Agile. At what touch points does it engage with the organization? You can see we talked about Disciplined Agile having 6 different life cycles. You can pick and choose. This is the flow mindset. Then it also has a disciplined DevOps, where you take care of your release, security, and engagement management. And then you have the Disciplined Agile IT, wherein we talk about enterprise architecture, portfolio, product management, and not the least, it also takes care of the enterprise as a whole. We talked about legal, procurement, marketing, finance control, so which means it has touch points across the organization. Now, these are, I want you to take this as a picture. These are takeaway from this slide. These are the 6 life cycles defined by Disciplined Agile. This is typical Agile. You might have Scrum in your organization. You can pick and leverage Agile. Continuous Agile delivery. Exploratory. It is mostly used in new product developments, like you have labs, or you have new product development, or you are doing a research. This comes in handy. Then you have lean. We know lean. I told you it's built on lean, Disciplined Agile, entire concept. Then you have continuous delivery lean, wherein we take care of that the waste is minimized. It maps to the optimized workflow principle. Then program. We can holistically look at the entire programs that are distilled from portfolio and then manage them as whatever engagements we call projects, other works, operations. Now, this is all about choosing your WOW, way of working. And WOW is Disciplined Agile Bible. It is available on PMI website. If you are a PMI member, you can download this manual. It's a book, it's a manual, or if you want to purchase, you can purchase it. So this talks about exactly how Disciplined Agile is used in any engagement, and what are the takeaways of Disciplined Agile. While as when we talk about our engagement in terms of training, in terms of delivering DASSM and DASSM, WOW is not a reference point exactly for training. You might think that if I download a book, if I download WoW or purchase WoW, then I might be able to train myself. No, for training, it's mandatory. You go through an authorized training partner of PMI, and then the training manual, training deck, training kit is different because that is more practical. Therein you see exactly how principles, how workflows, which we call it life cycles, and how practices and how we choose our options. Now, we are launching Disciplined Agile in 9th and 10th is the scheduled date for the training in Middle East and North Africa. It's a Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30 p.m. And we also take care of, the breaks, prayer breaks in between for Friday and other days also. And also when our training is a bit unique because we have 10 minutes break every hour. You don't go out of training. We stop and then we socialize. We just socialize with ourselves. We just think out of the box and we see, okay, what exactly in last 1 hour, what we have learned, how it can be put into practice. If there is a challenge that we need to address, we don't want to deliver a full day course and then at the end we say, okay, we are open for questions. No, we do it and we have seen it. It's quite effective. I have learned it from Harish, the way he does it, and it really is quite effective. Now, who is Disciplined Agile for? It's for all. It's for all. Project managers, by and large, everyone. Middle management, operations, product management, IT, and any function, any organization, any type of organization. Now, what are the different level of certifications? Certification level 1 is DASSM. It is available as an online training and you can buy it at a cost and then get DASSM certified. Or if you want to get certified directly to DASSM, DASSM is not a prerequisite to be qualified as a DASSM. So it's a 2 days engagement. This is what we are launching. And further, what is coming in future is Disciplined Agile Coach, which is DAC, and the DAVSC, which is Disciplined Agile Value Stream Consultant. And there are estimated time frames available later in the slides where these are being launched. Now, let's talk about prerequisites because you need to know if I am to certify, what do I need to know? For DASSM, you don't have a prerequisite. Now, there's an eligibility calculator on ProThoughts site wherein you go and use that calculator to understand how ready are you. It's quite manageable. It's quite easy. Then for DASSM, you need to have 2 years Agile experience. Unlike other PMP trainings, it has no audit. Now you can self-check your DASSM knowledge on ProThoughts website. Now, when we talk about 2 years Agile experience, doesn't mean that you ought to have a Scrum Master experience or you ought to have some lead role experience. It is any role that you have played in the last, any 2 years Agile management role. If you face a challenge in showcasing your experience, we are always there to help you, to tell you exactly how we can showcase this. Now, DAVSC, as we said, you need to be both for the consultant and for the coach, you need to be DASSM certified with 3 years of Agile coaching experience. Now, the good part is the training has the exam component built in. You don't need, unlike earlier, when you would do, unlike say, let's say, for example, ACP, you do a training and then you pay your exam fee separately. Now for DASSM, when you pay also for the exam fee. So you get a training, you get an exam voucher along with the training. Now level 1 DASSM, it's an incredible combination, as we said, of Scrum, Lean, and Disciplined Agile. What you can learn exactly what is way of working, what is WOW, and you also will learn how to interact with teams and how to interact with situations, different situations, how to manage complexity. Now, what does it contain in a nutshell? It will give you a foundational view of Lean, Agile, Scrum, Disciplined Agile, case studies, exercises, and choosing your wow. As I said, it's a foundational block. It's available on, you can purchase it. It's on-demand video. However, it is not prerequisite. It's not mandatory for DASSM training. If we've seen out of experience, if you have a working knowledge of 5 or 6 years and you have worked in some projects in any kind of role, DASSM is the right fit. Because in DASSM, you will learn everything that you might have learned in DASM, right? So DASM is just a foundational check. So I would recommend that you take the DASSM 2 days training course and then get certified. And now DASSM will tell you exactly how to use WOW, how to use Disciplined Agile in different complex work streams and different complex areas, both soft skills and the technical skills of an engagement when it comes to Disciplined Agile. So it is very holistic. As we saw, it leverages every prescription, every framework available. It touch points in every organization work stream, touch points laterally, horizontally, vertically with every work stream, every functional area inside an organization. Now, DASM was launched in 2020, November, DASSM last year in December, and I was one of the first ones to get Ashish's help, and because there was no one in this part of the region who could train, and I got into the bandwagon and got myself certified, and I'm enjoying it. DAVC is launched in the consultants certifications launched in July, and the coach certification is launched in August. And Ashish is already doing one of those. I believe he's doing the consulting one. Now, level 3, what does it entail? It will help you, the consultant certification will help you to do a transformational exercise for an organization, understanding their culture. You will be, the hands and eyes of the organization, the performing organization, to accelerate the value of the organization. It might be a digital transformation, it might be new product development, it might be any engagement. So you will be, inside, you will understand the DNA of the organization, help them accelerate value generation. DAC is a toolkit. It brings agility to the organization. Like it coaches, it facilitates the organization from as is today, where the organization is, and how it has to be coached from a agile mindset perspective. How do you facilitate culture change, which is very important, and how to accelerate process improvements. It's more of a coaching engagement as compared to the consultant engagement. Now, what is the platform that we are using to deliver this in Middle East? It's ProThoughts. So ProThoughts is incorporated in India, and we have now offices in Pune, Mumbai, Dubai, and also in Mauritius. And ProThoughts has the distinction of being authorized distributor of Rita Mulcahy products in the region. Every one of us know what is Rita Mulcahy. They are the pioneers in providing the training simulators, training kits for the future project managers. Now, we have trained more than 6,000 professionals in project management, delivered more than 11,000 of trainings, and ProThoughts was identified as one of the strategic partners by DA, and it is one of the strategic partners in DA, and it is the comfort, it is the integrity, it is the trust that ProThoughts has generated over a period of time that PMI is backing ProThoughts to launch Disciplined Agile in Middle East. Unlike any other partners, you won't find any partner launching DSSM with the help of Disciplined Agile team in Middle East. And in the future, we might have some maybe some events or webinars wherein the founders of Disciplined Agile will come and talk once we deliver couple of training engagements in Middle East. Now, this is some of the recognitions of discipline from an engagement perspective to ProThoughts, and hopefully we'll get some from Middle East very soon. And these are the key highlights that Disciplined Agile, if you see the Disciplined Agile founders, Scott and Mark, they also, as I said, they back ProThoughts fully to deliver its Disciplined Agile training certifications in Middle East. And then we have lots to give you. We have knowledge checks, there's e-learning courses, we have case studies of corporates where we have undertaken transformation studies, and then we also have a disciplined agile workshops wherein you can come in and help us. Customer reviews, you can see what customers are, what are the reviews, what are they saying after they, in the middle or after the engagement. We are very focused on our quality blogs, on Disciplined Agile. We have done more than 30 webinars and still growing. And we are now doing exclusive batches for Middle East. And also we'll have corporate boot camps once the face-to-face trainings are allowed in this part of the world. And then we can start with corporate boot camps also. Now, this is the very fast events, how Disciplined Agile was launched. and PMI acquired in 2019, and we are in 2021, and we are launching it in Middle East. So the journey has been very smooth, very fast, very agile, and very meaningful. So we are hoping to delight our participants, delight our customers, and delight our clients, delight our trainees in Middle East, and hopefully we will grow leaps and bounds with your help. Well, this is some of the Disciplined Agile clients that ProThoughts has earned for the period of 1 year. And now this presentation will be shared with you. There are links available where you can go and you can, there are frequently asked questions about DASSM and DSSM. We talked about DSSM. We need 2 years experience in any role. Now, DASSM is a good journey to start with. Now, if you're an experienced, seasoned guy, I would recommend go directly to DASSM. And DASSM is a 90 minutes exam. You have 50 questions. 70% is passing. So 35. Okay, you can take retake DA exams on paid basis, and you get approx 1 month to prepare or retake your exam. Is the exam cost included? Yes, it's included. Do you need training from ATP partner? Yes, you need training from ATP partner. Now, more about Disciplined Agile, you can go on our website and see the webinars, and these are also available on YouTube after, I believe, 48 hours and more. Now, we are available. We get feeds from all the social media platforms, and we make sure that we reach out to people on all social media platforms, and we stay updated. We make sure that people also stay updated. Our prospective or our existing trainees, they also stay updated. So we have a formed LinkedIn group. You'll get a link on that, and you can just join and collaborate, and let's grow together, because it's a learning journey. We learn from each other. And now I open the session for question answers, and after the question answers, I'll start a poll of some 4 questions. If you allow, let me run the poll now. Okay.
Yeah, you can type the questions as the poll happens, and I will take the questions from Mobeen.
Yeah. Okay. Please. So let's run the poll.
Yeah, guys, please answer. Put your answers on the poll, and if you have any questions, please type in the question and answer panel, and we're happy to put your questions. So Suchi has asked how much is the fees for this course. Suchi, maybe I think me or Mobeen may not know the right fees. I will have a detailed mail from our consultant to your mail ID, and you can take a look at that. I think it's on the website if I'm not wrong, but let me check on that.
My poll is done now. We have. Are you aware of Disciplined Agile? 83%. Now it's growing to 86%. 86% say yes. 17 say no. 14 say no. So out of these, now it's growing 88% healthy. So there's quite a visibility of Disciplined Agile. That's very good to know. And I want to upskill and get DASSM certified. 75%. It should grow because it's not only for organizations who are who are not agile based, because you also have to future proof your you have to make sure that you future proof your engagements. If you go to a new employer, if you want to change your jobs, if you want to upskill, if you want to show some highlights in your resume. And because of pandemic, the one of the good things that have happened is that people have got enough time to sit down and find out exactly what they want to do, because now you see everything has changed. There's a lot of uncertainty around, and the things we have to prioritize what will yield us a very good position down the line, and then see what is low hanging fruit. If you talk about Disciplined Agile, DASSM is just a 2 days course, 2 days certification course. We'll make sure that we do it together, and we make sure that you get on board, and after 2 days successfully you are able to write your exam and get certified. And then we continue the journey in terms of we will help you to write your blogs. You can write a blog, you can contribute on our LinkedIn platform. You can also generate visibility for you, because today it's all about visibility. So we can also help you in that. We can guide you on that, how to do that. And some of you might want to become trainers. We can also help you do that, because market is growing. We want to reach out to as many people as possible. So for that, we would definitely need more trainers. Okay, time frame. So 56% say they want to do it within 3 months, which is, I would suggest, both for 1 to 3 months and 4 to 6 months, whosoever has polled. So just get on this upcoming training, which is on 9th and 10th of July. And it's only 2 days training course, and you get lots of material. We'll have meaningful engagements during 2 days, and then we'll help you to get certified. Was the session awesome? Thank you. It's only because of the passion that I have got from learning Disciplined Agile. I do other webinars also, but I tell you frankly, this is something which is very novel. This is something which is very new, and this is something you will see will generate a lot of traction down the line. So I wanted to be the first one to do this. That's why, when I speak from my heart, and I trust what I am doing, and I really strongly believe in this. Your awareness, Disciplined Agile, I have a good idea, 56%. Okay, 22%. Okay. Now, if you want to learn more about Disciplined Agile, you can go to ProThoughts website, also PMI website. Any kind of help you want to know about success stories globally, and you want to know how we are doing, you're always welcome to just drop in an email, and you will also have our contact details available. So I'm ending the poll now.
Yeah. So, Mobeen, there was one of the things that on your slide deck, there was a typo, and Shahul saw that typo, and thanks Shahul for that. So it is on 9th and 10th of July, not June. Okay, sorry for the typo, but thanks Shahul for pointing out that. So it's 9th and 10th of July. So that's what it is in Middle East with Mobeen. And Mobeen, there is one question from Syed who is asking you know, uh, suppose we do not have that kind of experience in Agile, does disciplined Agile helps us, or this course helps us to, can we undertake this course? Yeah.
Yes, Ashish, because you have done so many engagements, from a coaching and training perspective, and I would advise you to answer it. Then I will second your thoughts.
Okay, sure. So so I have no, we have done, so disciplined agile is, like Mobeen pointed out, was is a very novel concept, and it's actually removes your process overheads on dealing with what is the method, or what is the tool, or what is the decision or option that I need to take while implementing agile. So, and it leverages a lot of great practices like Scrum, Lean, Safe, and other techniques, and it differentiates in the from that other practices, like it it is a toolkit, or rather the other practices are more of framework or guidelines or rules. So disciplined agile, in my mind, if you have sufficient experience, I don't think it is a bottleneck. Okay, if you don't have the experience. So recently, one person from Saudi who joined our global batch, he was from construction and he cleared the DASSM, and right now he has put a note on LinkedIn, right, 2 days back. So that's how it is. So Mobin, if you want to add anything, okay.
Exactly. If you have the because you have been working for quite some time, or 3, 4, 5 years. Now you know how an organization runs. You know what are the building blocks of an organization, and you have probably got accustomed to working on projects. Because now if you see a traditional project, a waterfall project, it also has components of agile, because they are not identified in agile, because you always go back and do iterations on design, on testing, and you move back and forth. So the best possible way to move forward is hybrid. Yes, it cannot be 100% agile. If you talk about say capital projects like building of highways, all these big construction projects, yes, there will be a component of waterfall always there, right? So having said that, discipline agile will is an umbrella which has touch points both on the linear and both are on the empirical side of deployment, which means no matter what, from which kind of work stream you're coming, no matter what, which kind of industry you're coming in, discipline agile as a toolkit will help you, will enhance your capability, will give you an impetus to go and move forward in your career or in your existing job role. You can use the toolkit and you can enhance your existing portfolio. So there is no bottleneck in terms of what kind of experience you earlier had, because it has touch points across the organization. And to know more about that, to get more help on that, you can always reach out to me and I will help you in terms of showcasing your experience for the course.
Great, Mobin, thanks a lot. And I think we have spilled over the time. We are sorry for that, but it was a very insightful session. I think Mobin got, the flow was very nice, where Mobin put the context as we put in disciplined agile. So thanks a lot, Mobin. It was a very insightful session, and all of you will have a recorded webinar session. We will send you a link on that, and you can check it out on our ProThoughts YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you can always go to info@prothoughts.co.in and you can put your questions, and we'll be happy to answer.
And I have also, Ashish, I have also my number here on the slide.
Okay, good, super. Okay.
Anytime. This number also has WhatsApp. You can anytime during work hours reach me, and I will be glad to help you.
That's excellent. Thank you, Mobin, and thanks once again for awesome